As an American traveling in South Africa, I want to show you something that's been really hard for me to get used to. So you have to use the outlet that has all of these different options. But here's the thing, the blow dryer actually doesn't even work in this. So I have to go to the kitchen because the option for the hair dryer is in the kitchen. And then let's also talk about how there's generally not counter space or a mirror that is in that location that you want to get ready. So this is very different for Americans because we are used to having an area in the bathroom with counter space, with outlets. So that's definitely nothing that you're going to get here. It's okay, it's not insurmountable, but just something to be aware of, that that convenience aspect.
I'm just sitting here thinking like, damn, I never knew how big my back was until I arrived here to South Africa. And I went to a restaurant the first day I settled, and I ordered a sandwich and the waiter brought it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's it. Then I looked closer to the menu. Hey, the sides are separate. What you mean they don't come with chips or a salad? That's how I knew. Only the fatties add the extras, and I'm that person.
Today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about South Africa and just how different it is from America. So, here in South Africa, it is very affordable to have a housekeeper to come and clean your house literally like 8 hours a day. The reason for that is because they're from Zimbabwe. They're illegal. So here, people literally would be like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine having kids and not having a nanny. I don't know how those Americans do it. I've heard people say that on numerous occasions. So people have not only domestic helpers here, but they have someone to raise their children. One of the things that I've had to get used to here, heating and air conditioning is not a normal thing here. Like, it is in big commercial areas, big commercial buildings, but you're on your own really. In the summertime, good luck. In the wintertime, bundle up. Pastries. You really don't get a plain pastry here. The closest thing to plain here is stuffed custard. Another thing that's wild is iced coffee. You ask for an iced coffee here, and they're going to blend ice cream, coffee, ice, and syrup in a blender, and they're gonna serve it to you like a milkshake. That's what an iced coffee is here. Anyways, that's just a few off the top of my head that I could think of.
Hi, my name's Jayra. I'm from the US and I just moved to South Africa. Let's talk about some cultural things that I did not expect. And before I get into these, I will say that a couple of these practices are something that we as US citizens have been taught historically, you know, in our childhood, that we've seen our grandmothers do, but maybe a lot of people in our society have gotten away from this. So these might not be unfamiliar to US citizens, but it's not really the norm nowadays. Also, I live in a Zulu family, so this might be different for Xhosas or other traditions, and I'm just speaking for my experience. Number one, when you go to a gathering and there's food involved, it's not buffet style. You don't just get up and make your own plate. People make your plate for you. It's usually the ladies of the group. They will get a bunch of plates, line them up, and pre-portion them out so that everyone gets their share of food and no one's left out or gets too much or too little. For the US people that are watching, I'll show you a picture of my bridal shower that we had with family. And the first time I witnessed this, I was very surprised, and I was thinking, I can walk and get my own plate. It's all right. You don't have to serve me. But this is how they do it. Number two, you should always have fruit or snacks on hand in case someone pops over your house. That's my pick and pay order, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, back to the treats. If someone is visiting you, if someone's doing work in your house, putting out treats like cookies, biscuits, or fruit, and juice, Coke, like this is something that is normal and even expected. For instance, we went over a friend's house a couple months back, and she instantly, once we got in there, she offered us Coke. She starts cutting up fruit for us. She puts out some treats for us. She just made us feel so welcomed and like she really wanted us to be there. It was wonderful. And I think the reason why I was surprised is because one, she didn't expect us to be there. And two, we weren't staying long. So like, it was just a wonderful example of hospitality. And for the US people that are saying, this is totally normal, you don't put treats out whenever people are coming over or someone's doing work in your house. Yes, I do. Because like, I like hosting. I like to have food on hand and feed people. But this isn't just something that good hostesses do. Literally everyone, like as a culture, you will get fed when you go over someone's house. And that's the difference. Like in the US, it's either hit or miss. You might not always get this kind of treatment. Number 3, men get served first, or the oldest person in the family gets served first. So when these gatherings are happening and the people who are serving are giving out the plates, they will usually first give it to the oldest man in the family, or if the grandmother's the oldest, then they'll give it to the grandmother of the family, and then the men, and so on. And that was very interesting to me. In the US, usually we'll make our husband's plate or our boyfriend's plate, or the man of the family will get his plate. Yes, in certain families and in certain parts of the country, we do have that kind of respect for our elders, but I wouldn't say it's a whole cultural phenomenon of the eldest person in the family, and then the men, and then the older women, and then the women, and then the children. Like, it's not that, you know what I mean? So I would just say that South Africans really value and understand the importance of hospitality. Whether you have a little or you have a lot, they put some serious emphasis on sharing and respect, which I have come to really appreciate. So if you want to hear more about my experiences living in South Africa, follow along.
Keep going. Okay, that's good, Okay, so then let it like kind of drip a little bit there.
Drip, wait.
Okay, no, just like kind of take it out slowly so that it can drip into there, right? Because you don't want it to like just drip all over you.
Alrighty. And
Okay, now then turn to the right, but keep it far away from you. And then you put it back into the holder.
Am I doing it right?
No, so you want to set it so that that is on top there. Okay, all right, now it's done. Okay, and then do you want a receipt? Yes. And then you got to put that back on and turn it till it clicks. Cool. Then it's done. And then you can make sure by going like that. Cool. Yeah. See how it's locked? And now it's done. Now it's done, right? And print a receipt. Hold it up in victory.
American insurance versus medical aid. I don't know why I said American insurance. American insurance. American insurance. Well, anyways, I was saying, I'm hearing some interesting things. Somebody was asking me the other day if I had medical aid. And I said, I mean, do I need it? Is it like America where it's like you have it, but it's really not worth anything? In America, it's insured. You got Blue Cross, Priority, Healthcare, and there's all these different insurance companies, right? But a lot of people in America don't get insurance because it really doesn't help for the majority of things we would need it for. I work for an employer, right? If I work for that employer, I'm required by law to have insurance. So I have to choose an insurance, through the company, a company provided insurance, or whatever network that they're part of, either if that's Blue Care, Priority Health, Michigan Health, whatever it is, whatever state you live in, all kinds of different insurance. There's probably like hundreds and hundreds of different insurance companies. They all say they do different things, cover different stuff, different tiers, families, individuals, but it's all crap. Let's say, for example, right, I had an accident, I had an injury, and it was a work injury. Well, I had the best insurance I thought I had. Fell out of the turbine, and I hurt my back, and long story short, I had to go through a whole legal battle just to get those medical fees, with having Blue Cross, Blue Health insurance, the best insurance you can get. I'm paying, I think I was paying like $280 for the insurance every week. They're taking out of my check. It's like $200 something they're taking out of my check every week. Now, and that's US. Now, I don't know how much medical aid is, but I have a feeling it's not that much. That's a lot. And I get hurt and have an accident at work. Work's like, cool, we'll pay for your physical therapy afterwards, right? But they didn't want to pay for the actual hospital bill. Whole legal situation I won't get into. The bill came out to $384,000 or something like that. Now, with my insurance, they still wanted me to pay, I think it was like $124,000. The best insurance that you can get in America, supposedly. And I still was going to have to pay $120K out of my pocket. And that's why I went through the whole legal battle, because I felt, this was work incident, you guys should pay for it, not me. Long story short, it took about 4 years of going through this whole legal battle. no insurance. They finally paid for it. I didn't get any money, but the bill got taken care of, right? And now my family, everybody doesn't have to deal with it. I had no debt. Thank God that all worked out. But the whole situation I'm thinking about, do you guys have to go through that in South Africa? If somebody gets hurt and they have medical aid, do you have to go through that whole battle of getting your bills paid, even though you're insured or taken care of by a company? Because my buddies, I've met this guy who I hang out with sometimes, and he rides motorcycles, right? Motorcycle guy, really cool guy. But he's telling me, man, you don't have medical aid? You're crazy. I just got into an accident 3 years ago. My bill was 650,000 Rand, and I paid zero. And when he told me that, I didn't believe him. And I did a little bit of research, and man, this medical aid you guys have seems to be something a lot better. It may be something I should look into because, yeah, I don't know. I guess it works. But see, I gotta do some more. I gotta do some more research. This is like a culture shock for me because I'm just thinking all insurance companies are just crazy. You know, they tell you they're gonna do something, but they're not gonna cover it. But it seems like in South Africa, if you have medical aid, everything really is covered. What do you guys think, man? You guys tell me in the comments. You guys are always giving me good information. Medical aid, should I get it or not? And is it really worth it? And if you've been to America and you've had to deal with the whole insurance situation, how is it compared to medical aid? Because I have a feeling that medical aid might be 1 billion times better than American insurance. And another thing, how many medical aids are there? Because in America, it's like dental insurance, eyeglasses, ears, foot insurance, everything. Is it like that here too?